Hello, vinyl community. Dave the Pickup Artist with you for another round of Psychedelic Sunday, where the cost of one admission is your mind.
We got you.
And as some of you may have heard, I was recently kicked off a flight, basically just for sleeping. I literally walked on board the flight, found my seat, and went right to sleep, and they kicked me off. Of course, I sleep in the nude. That may have had something to do with it. This week we've got some new pickups, so let's get to it.
We got us some good ones.
First up, I got a cool live album. We've got Live Fillmore West 1969 with Country Joe and the Fish and Friends. And yeah, this is pretty crazy. We got a 2-album set loaded with great Country Joe jamming with his band and his friends, and his friends are awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the farewell performance with this organization. We're certainly glad to have you with us here tonight. We'd like to start off by giving you a taste of something we call rock and soul music.
We're the United States of America.
Scorching a painted desert adrift off of Donovan's Reef.
Now, this was the last hurrah, basically, for Country Joe and the Fish. They were kind of breaking up. A couple of members even had already left the band, which probably added to their decision to bring on some other friends from the San Francisco psychedelic scene. And they're great friends. We've got Jack Cassidy. Jack Cassidy was the best bass player in San Francisco, so they brought him on. And we've got Steve Miller joins the fold on the jamming, and Grateful Dead, members of the Grateful Dead. Now, at this point, it's 1969, and they had just put out their Here We Are Again album, which was, I think, the last album with the original crew. The band was a little bit nervous because it was basically their final performance, so they got an opening act that was very little known at the time, named Led Zeppelin, to open for them, and they were a little bit relieved because they didn't want to get blown away. And yeah, I think Taj Mahal was also on that bill, Taj Mahal or somebody. And it's on a kind of an off urine colored vinyl. And on the second album, we get, it's basically just one long jam. It's the Donovan's Reef Jam. My next new pickup is Bob Seger and the Last Herd, Heavy Music, the complete Cameo Parkway recordings. And this has been out for a few years. And this is a collection of tracks Bob recorded with a band called The Last Herd. They never put out a proper album, but they recorded a few singles.
Don't go out tonight. If we work out summer, maybe we can find a way out, baby. And he left and said, I got to go. And she cried, no. Johnny, smoking. Yeah,
He started his music career in the early 60s and joined a few local garage bands. And in 67, he recruited members of garage bands that he was in, and he formed the band, the Last Herd. Yeah, Heavy Music starts the side one. Then we get East Side Story, which was a single that they put out. It was about, it was kind of like a Detroit, it was written by Bob Seger. And it was recently covered by Alice Cooper for his album. He recently did an album where he did Detroit Stories or something like that. After this, the Cameo Parkways label broke up. So Bob and his manager, Punch Andrews, they went looking for another label. Extensive liner notes here on the inner sleeve. And a couple of shots of their singles that they had. And like I said, they were hits in Detroit, but there were also hits in other interesting places like Orlando, Florida, and Canada. I think they recreated the, tried to recreate the label on here.
everywhere. He's found a talent underground. Unlike my fifth flicker, you know he's not a myth. He's persecution, persecution, persecution.
So after the label folded, Bob formed the Bob Seger System, which put out the Ramblin' Gamblin' Man album. This is 1968, I believe.
Down, down home.
this one he had a big hit called the title track, Ramblin' Gamblin' Man. But he also had another single called 2 + 2 =, which was it's kind of a cult garage track. And yeah, this is more great stuff. Yeah, great follow-up to the singles he put out with The Last Herd. Next, I got a 7-inch EP. We got the Pretty Things featuring Midnight to 6 Man, Can't Stand the Pain, Me Needing You, and LSD.
Through the day, I wake around 4, but I always feel down.
I bet you got
A 12-inch penis.
Hasn't got a cab. He might be going fast, but is he going anywhere? LSD, LSD, LSD.
Says this is 4 tracks that were taken from a short feature they did in 1966 called The Pretty Things on Film. And yeah, this is pretty cool. There's a lot of very cool early Pretty Things footage. Some of it's live, and some of the live footage is really crazy. There were a lot of riots, and their first drummer was nuts too. Yeah, these 45s sound amazing on mono. They were short songs. They did these real short songs, and great stuff. I had to add that. Criterion's got another sale going on, and I found some psychedelic related Criterion films. The first one is Performance. I didn't know this was on Criterion until a couple of weeks ago. Of course, we got Mick Jagger. Now this is an oddball kind of film. We get it stars James Fox, who was a British actor. He's a gangster in this movie, and he holds up at Mick's flat, and craziness happens. And this has got Blu-ray and 4K, UHD, and a bunch of extras like the Performance, or like the Criterion films always have. Yeah, it's been a while. I saw this a long time ago, and I don't really remember too much of it, so I'm looking forward to watching this again. I also finally got my hands on the Monterey Pop Festival. This is the latest reissue, I believe. And this has got a lot of stuff on it. Directed by D.A. Pennebaker. Pennebaker actually shot 3 films from this event. He shot the main film, the concert, and he shot a Jimi Hendrix film called Jimmy Plays Monterey, and he shot a Otis Redding movie called Shake, Otis at Monterey. And they're all three on here with tons of extras. Great interviews. The interviews are all over the place, and yeah, can't wait to get into this. This has got a lot. This has got a lot of stuff that wasn't in the original film too, like just a whole bunch of stuff. Bands that weren't really featured that much, and it's on. There's these usually pretty good transfers. These DVDs from Criterion. Looking forward to rewatching this too. And so that's all we got, folks. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Finalizing the recording of his first film score for the Warner Brothers release Performance, in which Jagger also made his dramatic acting debut opposite England's James Fox, Germany's Anita Pallenberg, and France's Michel Breton. One of the most electrifying, controversial, and original talents of the cult-ridden 60s, Mick Jagger epitomized the appeal of the new young music. Named after its inventor, young New Yorker R.A. Moog, the synthesizer is an electronic machine capable of reproducing any sound in the world. By manipulating its keys and plugs, a skilled operator can program any sound desired. The resulting unique sound combination is a highlight of a Jagger musical composition. Jagger feels that the music of a film is as important to the final result as the acting. In Performance, both Mick Jagger the actor and Mick Jagger the composer have worked deliberately and carefully to interpret the dramatic story of the closely aligned human relationships of love and hate.